You know what makes life such a smart coach? Is it has so much experience. Years ago, as I started coaching, one of the things that I realized early on was that life is the best life coach. See, the idea of a coach is that it gets you to think, and then it allows you to come up with your own answers, because the only thing you're ever going to do in life is what you believe is the right thing to do. So to have somebody tell you that you should be doing this or should be doing that is a short-term solution, because it's not, if it doesn't resonate with you, if it's not a heartfelt idea, then you're not going to do it. And so the idea about coaching is that when we see different things happening and then we make choices, we decide we'll go this way or we'll go that way, and we make those choices based on how we feel. Now, there's a lot of advice out there these days that to ignore your feelings, they're just temporary, and that our emotions are not to guide us. But that's about as far away from what life would tell us. Life shows us that we're guided by our feelings. Life shows us that we're guided by our emotions. And so once we learn to pay attention to them, then we start to follow a path that we want, that leads us to the purpose that we're seeking. You see, with one of the things I learned early on from life coaching, from life, is that if I'm not following my heart, then I'm going to be perpetually frustrated. So, for example, when I decided that I want to wake up earlier, I don't necessarily need as much sleep, then I started to experiment with that, and I let life guide me. So I would go to bed at my usual time. Like let's say for example, I went to bed at like last night around 10:30, and I want to be up at 5 because, as many of you know, I spend a lot of time coaching people, live videos, Quora, LinkedIn, many different ways. And it's important to me to get going early in the morning so that I can take my time before other things take over at 7:30. So then it gives me a couple of hours to actually to help people to move forward. So when so that means I get something around 6.5 hours sleep. Now, with the old way of thinking, where I would be thinking the way I've been trained by parents and, just the way I've grown up, was, well, you have to have 8 hours sleep. Well, what I found was that when I got 6 hours sleep, but I had a mission, when I had a purpose, what I'm trying to accomplish, then I wake up even with need for less sleep. I'd be up at 4:30 already thinking about what my day is going to be looking like, what I'm going to be coaching people on, what I'm going to be writing about. And so what life shows me is that if I follow the way I feel, then I'm going to accomplish what's really important to me in my heart. And so when there's days when I'm going to need more sleep, if I'm tired, then I'll go to bed earlier. You can't burn the candle at both ends. You can, but it's a short-term gain. There's no, if at the end of the day, if you're getting more stressed because of the amount of sleep you're getting or not getting, then life shows you, well, if the idea is to be at peace, to be happy and to be at peace, then anything that brings us to stress, life shows us that that's not a great path to be on. Now we make the choice, do we want to be stressed or do we want to be at peace? And as we take these lessons from life, then we are able to create a life that we enjoy, that we love. And that means that we're living in peace and happiness, because that's the natural state of things. If we're going to be creating a life where we're stressing ourselves, well, we only have ourselves to answer for that. And it's because we were ignoring what life shows us. So if you'd like to learn more about this, then feel free to join us on our online workshops and for our 3 and 4 day travel experiences, where we can get into greater depth of all these details. And in the meantime, I hope you're making a great day.